Here's a very simple question. Which truck is quicker at a 0 to 60? Is it the all-new 2018 Ford F150 with a baby power stroke, the 3-liter V6? Or is it the 2018 Ford Super Duty with a big boy 6.7-liter power stroke V8? And that's coming up right now. The horsepower and torque wars are alive and well because for 2018, Ford has updated the rating on this 6.7-liter power stroke diesel. They looked at the GM guys and said, well, your Duramax has 445 horsepower, well, our truck is going to have 450. They looked at Ram guys and said, oh, your truck has 930 pound-feet of torque, our truck is going to have 935. So this is class-leading numbers. There's still a 6-speed automatic transmission, the heavy-duty one from Ford. And of course, this is a 4-wheel drive truck, although I'm going to run my 0 to 60s in 2-wheel drive. And rear end ratio is a 355. All right, well, let's see what this beast can do. 450 horsepower and 935 pound-feet of torque is a lot of power, but this is also an 8,000 pound truck. As always, we're at a mile above sea level at IMI Motorsports, our test track. I'm gonna put it in drive, 2-wheel drive mode, because we know big trucks don't like to launch in 4-wheel drive. And I'm gonna turn off traction control, just so I can brake torque it a little bit more. This torque management, I can feel it. The truck doesn't give it all it's got until a little later. Because if you put all this torque down immediately, you spin the tires. 8.25 seconds. So I'm gonna run a couple more tests, make sure I got the best launch. It may need to be brake torque just a little bit more, but I don't want to spin the tires out. You guys have been sending us a lot of questions, and they have to do with engine, transmission, and also torque numbers on diesels. First question is about the 7-liter V8 gas motor. And we do know that Ford made an investment, a $1.2 billion investment into its Canadian facilities, specifically in Windsor, at the Windsor engine plant. And we don't know anything about what's going to be built and what engine it is, and if the 7-liter is coming to a Super Duty or a Raptor. Ford has not announced that information yet. I know there are a lot of rumors about this out there, but we don't have official data yet. The second question has to do with the 10-speed automatic transmission, the heavy-duty one for the Super Duty. There's also a report out there that Ford is going to be building one that will handle over 1,000 pound-feet of torque, and that transmission will start production in August of 2019. So that information we have. Whether that transmission is going to be in this truck, no official word on that yet. We also don't know if 1,000 pound-feet of torque is going to happen, but given a couple of years, I think it probably will. Okay, second run. Let me just try this. A little bit more brake torquing. Good launch. Yes! That's the trick. 7.74. A little bit more brake torquing. This truck likes it, and it seems like it doesn't spin its tires too much. That's a good time for an 8,000 pound truck at a mile above sea level. Let's see if this F-150 can come close. Under the hood of the F-150 is a 3-liter turbocharged diesel engine with a rating of 250 horsepower at 3,250 RPM and 440 pound-feet of torque at 1,750 RPM. This engine is mated to 10-speed automatic transmission, and this is a big truck, crew cab with a 6.5-foot bed with a 4x4 system. And I'm really curious, can it actually be quicker than a Super Duty with a lot more torque, more than twice the amount of torque, and a lot more horsepower? But the Super Duty weighs over a ton more. I'm gonna do several 0 to 60 runs, but I'm gonna have to put it in sport, of course. I'm gonna turn off traction control and stability track. And I'm gonna try this in two-wheel drive first. I'm gonna brake torque it a little. Not a great result, 9.41. I did all Super Duty runs on two-wheel drive because heavy-duty trucks, they don't really like accelerating in four-wheel drive. But this has 4 auto, so I gotta get a better time. Better take off. It's a little better, 9.33. Still nowhere near the Super Duty. Jeez, who would have thunk? Yes, the Super Duty has a lot more horsepower, 450 versus 250. 935 pound-feet of torque in the Super Duty versus 440. That's more than twice the amount of torque in that big truck. So if you think about it in terms of sheer numbers that 6.7 liter puts out, it starts to make a lot of sense. Under 10 seconds for a half-ton diesel truck, that's actually not a bad time, but I was thinking it would be a little bit closer to a Super Duty. But this is why we do real-world testing, because we need to know this for ourselves. Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and of course, lots more on the new F-150 diesel and all other trucks.